Holy shit. Okay, that looked awesome. What do you think, Kevin?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Can I say, I'm going to start because it's me. I'm going to say something negative to start, and then I want you to talk. Yeah. Can I just say, for the next thing that you show, Ubisoft, turn down the damn bloom on the thing, because geez, all I saw in the game was half of everything just looked completely washed out from whiteness. So
okay, so
come
lighting.
on, get a grip. Otherwise,
lighting.
Now moving to the positive elements.
Moving on
is Alexa Correa.
Yes, so I saw Syndicate last week. I went to Quebec City and got a chance to see it in the studio and meet the people making it, and I'm really optimistic. I really like what I saw. Yeah. One of the big things that I really like, and I think people will really like, and they showed it in the gameplay demo, is those vehicles. You can hijack vehicles like GTA style, punch people out, take their horse and carriage, and like run over people in the streets. I really like it. And if you notice, the people on the sidewalks will react. Right. Like if you run them over, they'll fall down and people will be like, oh shit, and they'll like move away.
I was suddenly watching this thinking, oh, it's GTA Assassin's Creed.
It looks really good. I think this is gonna be, I can't wait for like the YouTube Let's Play videos of people like flipping carriages and crashing them. You can crash carriages to cause diversions. The developers also told me there will be trains and boats in some capacity. You actually see concept art in their developer diary of Jacob fighting on a train, which is a moving train, which is super cool. I saw Jacob fighting on top of these carriages. I saw him jumping. At one point, I jumped on top of, or the demo I was watching in Quebec, the guy jumped on the back of a carriage, and a police officer jumped up after me and like threw me off. It was, or me, I wasn't playing. Threw the driver off. It was super cool. I'm really excited. Can you tell? I'm like a little.
You're very excited.
I'm a little like
watching
shaking.
that. It makes the carriage chase actually look pretty interesting. It wouldn't be the first carriage chase in Assassin's Creed. This has appeared before, and actually, previous carriage chases haven't been the strongest suit of other Assassin's Creed games. But what I liked about that is it looked like, you know, it's supposed to be a little bit clumsy, right? It's this big thing with like the wagon in the back tipping, and you know, it's horses and stuff, so you can't expect it to be perfectly like, you know, tweaky or whatever. I'm making up words now. That's a new word I made up. Yeah.
Tweaky. But that looks great.
It looked really fun. I'm more interested, like the combat too. I'm kind of curious. Like you saw I saw the combat there. It looked really fast paced. One thing that I saw, and I don't know how representative this is of the whole, but in the gang fight we saw, gang fight, yes. But in the bit that we saw, one thing that really intrigued me was the fact that you didn't see like a horde of dudes surrounding him, and then it becomes like an ultra choreographed thing where everybody's all waiting around to attack until the moment. Now I don't know if that's partially because of the way it's set up. He's only taking on one attacker at a time because everybody else is busy.
So the thing about the gang fights, I saw the gang fights in like this when I went and saw the game, and you run in with your dudes, you run into the gang fight, and not all of them go after you. Like the opposing AI, the people on the opposing gang will go after other people in your gang. Like everyone is not focused on you. So it feels like a gang fight. And as Jacob or whoever you're playing as, you can go around and say, all right, I'm going to take out this guy. I'm going to stab this one. I'm going to stun this person. Like you are part of a group fight. It's not a group of people and you and the group of people are focused on you while everyone else tries to fend them off. Like it's a true gang fight, and I love the gang fights. Like that looks really cool. They block off the city streets. You see people cheering on the sides. Like it's really cool.
When you saw it, I mean, when you talked to them, did they mention that was like a pretty typical scenario in the game? Like is that how a lot of the combat's going to play out, so that it's not like a bunch of dudes and then everybody happening to wait until, you know, you're in a position to actually, you know, counter.
They talked about retooling the AI to be more responsive. Gang fights will be like that, and there's a gang fight. A gang fight is how you get control of a borough. Like you were in a gang fight because you had to take out Bloody Nora and take out her gang. So that will be something that you're doing a lot of. The gang fights will be a lot of them. As far as combat goes, yes. And what I saw while we were sort of sneaking around and taking people out in alleys and whatnot, people won't wait around for you. Like the AI doesn't wait around for you. They'll pull out their gun, they'll run after you. I didn't see any any AI that I was in combat with standing still. Another thing about the combat is it's all close quarters. So it's all brawling. Like you're in 1868 London, you're in the criminal underground, unless you're doing something like that where you're sneaking around. But let's actually talk about this for a second. They changed the stealth. It's no longer cover based. Like you're not going to be focusing on blending in with crowds or hiding out in bushes or sneaking or just hiding. It's not hiding based.
So it's basically just a stealth.
Yes, it's stealth. It's a more modern stealth. Like you'll be crouching. You hit a button to crouch, and you sneak around.
And then you just sort of soft snap into the cover when you get close to it.
And you can
you're crouching.
Yeah, and you can use like the throwing knives work differently now. You have hallucinogenic darts, so you can actually throw them into fire sources, and it'll puff out, and it'll make the enemies around that fire source kill each other. And as we saw just here, you can use the throwing knives to knock things down that are hanging in the sky. Like they're not just for killing anymore, which is really cool. Also, the whistle's back. You can crouch around a corner and whistle, and someone will come toward you, and you can just pull them into cover and pull them behind wherever you are and just stab them.
And what would Assassin's Creed be without a bale of hay?
Right? Look at these kids.
Alley.
These kids are like, look, everyone is reacting to you. Do you notice this?
Yeah.
All those people, they're like, oh,
I like that.
She backed
woman's
up.
like,
She's like, no.
And the guy's coming around,
Nope,
it's like,
nope.
oh, nope.
Not going over there. See, this guy hears
That
you.
dude's a little...
He's screwed. Look at these mustaches. A+ on the mustaches and the facial hair in Syndicate.
Yeah, lots of good facial hair. I was
actually,
like, I'm kind of glad. I was going to shave this morning and just trim up my beard, and I'm like, I'm
glad you
I
kept
didn't now,
it.
because now I'm kind of bushy
Look
in
at
keeping
this.
with the game.
This woman didn't stand a chance. Look at her. Bye. And she's our ally.
Hooray! She get a nice tip of the hat.
Top of the morning,
Top
govna.
of the morning, governor.
So
Speaking of which, I think I'd love to see about more of the. I mean, we don't really know a whole lot. We know about the characters now, and of course, I know you want to talk about Evie some. When we get
I do want to talk about Evie.
But one thing I'm curious about is like where the story is going to go and things like that. I mean, I think that you have a preview going up.
I do. 9:30 should be up now. Actually, we were told that the story for Assassin's Creed Syndicate, you have Evie and Jacob, and Evie and Jacob have been born outside of London, and you will be experiencing London for the first time along with the twins. They're twins. I really like the dynamic here. She's sitting up, he's hunched over. I like their banter. There will be story missions where you can actually pick who you play as, but both of them will also have story missions specific to them. Now, Evie, we're told we're going to get more information on her a little later this summer. She's going to get her own time to shine in the media spotlight, I suppose. But right now they are showing off Jacob. So we will definitely be getting more from her. But I really like her. I like the little freckles on her face. I like that they're a brother and sister. Something that I didn't like about Unity is I think the romance between like the adopted siblings was, I don't know, it took away from the story for me. I know it was sort of the romance was the thing, but I'm kind of tired of romances. I really like the dynamic that you see between siblings, and I'm just so excited that we're getting a brother and a sister that's not, oh, I'm the older sister and I'm doing whatever, or I'm the older brother and I'm guarding my little sister. They're twins. They're the same age. And I really like the idea of sibling rivalry, but also working together. Like I have two brothers, and I love the idea of like sibling stuff. So I'm excited about this.
Let's point out that the clip that you just saw
was not them. I'm so sorry.
Not them.
Oh God.
I want to point out that we didn't just see a hot brother and sister kiss.
They're adopted.
Although a brother and sister kiss would also not be new to Assassin's Creed if we saw it there.
Of course not.
We've seen a little. We've seen a little incest before in this series.
That was Arno and Elise from Unity with the smoochy. No, but I'm really excited to finally have a leading female assassin. I think that's hurrah! Like that's
so I got at least
awesome.
one of my hopes came true.
You got one of your hopes,
yeah.
Your fondest wish.
And I know. Oh, by the way, you should tune in at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Pacific time, because we have an episode of The Lobby. Mm-hmm. You'll talk a lot more about sort of what you saw of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you'll be getting more into. I almost said Elise, which would have been really bad.
Evie, another E name. It's another E name.
Yay.
I like that name, Evie.
And of course, I'll pit myself for just half a second because I'll also be answering a bunch
Yes.
of questions about The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Yeah.
So tune in for that. But also, we saw there was one spot where she kind of saved Jacob. Is that his name, Jacob? Right?
Jacob.
Okay. I'm still a little
Jacob
tired.
and Evie Fry.
But you saw
She
her
saved
like
him.
use the rope,
The rope
dart or
launcher.
whatever to like actually
The rope launcher.
get the revolver out of
Yep.
the
Bloody Nora.
Bloody Nora. I almost said Bloody Baron because I've still got Witcher 3 in my head.
You're so funny. I love you.
But yeah, totally,
This right
like,
here.
What's up with
The rope
this
launcher.
thing?
So the rope launcher is the new weapon. The developer seemed really excited about it, and I was like, okay, is it like a thing? It sort of functions like Batman's grappling hook in the Arkham games. You can use it to surmount buildings, which we saw. Jacob shot it upwards, and he scaled the building much quicker. You can, in your assassin gauntlet, you can shoot the hallucinogenic darts from it. The interesting thing about the rope launcher that I saw, if you are standing on a roof or anywhere, you can shoot it to another rooftop, and you can zip line. If it's lower, you can zip line down. If it's higher, you can actually climb it across. And that turns, you can attach it anywhere, and that rope launcher makes all of the airspace in Victorian London available for aerial assassinations. So you could, in theory, do this, stop halfway through, look down, and assassinate the person below you, turn, shoot the rope launcher back up, and just rope launcher right out of there. Like, it looks super cool.
Rope launcher
right on out of
Yeah.
there. No, it looks super cool, and I like that it gives you more attack options. I love Assassin's Creed games, and I love action-adventure games with stealth in it that have this stealth option, but I am a stealth player. I tried to only stealth through The Last of Us and just failed miserably, but I prefer...
I don't think you can...
You can't.
Assassin's Creed has never really been
just stealth.
A stealth game.
But I like that this is sort of bringing it into a more modern stealth approach than using stealth the way a lot of recent games use it. And I like that I have that option that I can just sneak around, and I have a lot more options to do sneaky kills.
Right. I'm
It
curious.
looks great.
So I got one more question for you that I have, if you know the answer, which is about this territory control thing.
Yes.
I'm kind of curious about that because, like, it brings to mind something like, okay, so Assassin's Creed Revelation had the whole thing where, not only did you capture places, but then
like
you had
tower
to
defense.
Yeah, but then you had to defend them, and then it had that stupid tower defense mini game built in there. So we'll forget about the tower defense mini game for a minute. But I'm kind of curious. Are you going to have to then defend that? Do you know if the gangs are going to try to come in and take control of the regions that you've already taken for your own? Is there like a tug of war?
So I know that like your goal as Jacob and Evie is to the Templars control the underbelly of London as well as the not underbelly of London. But each borough will have a gang leader that you have to overthrow, and you have to capture their strongholds and like get their men and bring them to you, like we saw in the demo. We are Jacob and Evie Fry. You work for us now. Da da. Like, okay. Like, this is them burning
And
the
they're all
banner.
just like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, and they're like, of course. The name of their
Sure.
group, by the way, is the Rooks. That's the name of their gang.
Of course it is.
The
Of
Rooks.
course it is.
They're the Rooks. And you kidnap these boroughs, and they're yours. There are 7 boroughs in London, and you have to get all of the strongholds. I don't actually know if you then have to defend them.
I'd like to know. It would be something interesting to know for certain.
It'd be a lot of work.
The fact that it's the Rooks. So
The Rooks.
For people that don't know, there in Far Cry 3, there's actually an island called Rook Island. And if you go to Rook Island in Far Cry 3, there's Assassin's Creed Easter eggs on that island. So
Ooh.
it's not actual Easter eggs. It's not like,
Right.
it's not like you're going and hunting, for actual eggs.
actual.
But I can't believe
You're
I
so
can't believe I'm
funny.
explaining myself. I'm still tired. Can I have a little bit more
Anyway.
of my sip of stuff here?
So yeah, that was Assassin's Creed Syndicate, former codenamed Victory. You can look at my previews. They're all up on GameSpot.com right now. I'll be talking more about it on the lobby. And thank you for watching. Thank you, Kevin.
My pleasure.